Welcome to a new Instagram Live podcast. So, after last week, I decided to make this a regular thing. So, if you have any suggestions for guests, just let us know. Send me a DM or something, or message me under my pictures, and we will try to make it work. So, I cannot wait to talk to the guest of today because that's Juggy D. And to be honest, I don't really think he needs an introduction. But for the few people that don't know him, I will give a little introduction. Juggy D is an Indian British singer, and I don't. He has been in the game since 2002, and he made his breakthrough with Jay Sean and Rishi Rich. So if you're my age, you know what I'm talking about. Like during high school, these were the artists you were listening to. Over the years, he has also been featured on a lot of Bollywood projects, and one of the biggest was Hum Tum. So if you have seen that movie, you know that song too. It was with Veronica, Mehta, and with Rishi Rich. And he is also the first Punjabi artist that has been featured on songs with Craig David, Britney Spears, Missy Elliot, and many more. So that's really cool. And yeah, I cannot wait to talk to him today because when I was in high school, I had like a little MP3, and my mom didn't want to buy the iPod for me, so I had a little MP3. And he was one of the artists that I was listening to a lot. So I cannot wait to talk to him today. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good, not too bad, thank you.
Nice. Before we start, happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And did they enjoy the meal?
They did, yes. We did
Yeah.
a live cook with a friend of mine,
I saw it.
who's a professional chef. So she helped me cook some lovely prawns and some nice chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then we had a little party in my kitchen with my kids. So it's fun.
I
Yeah.
saw it. It looked really complicated to make, but it took like
No,
2 hours, right?
I think I just made it look complicated.
Oh.
That was me not being very well prepared. But no,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
good. Then they think you put a lot of how do you say that? Time and love in it, so that's
Yes, we
always
did.
good.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. But I have some questions for you today. I was just doing the intro and I
Hmm.
didn't think about it, but you have almost been in the industry for 20 years. So
Yes,
another
indeed.
anniversary is coming.
Another one. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And
That's right.
Desi Urban wasn't really a thing back then, but what things have changed since then in the industry?
I think the main thing that has changed that I could say is the fact that it's now easier to distribute music and
Mm-hmm.
put your music out there to the world because it's now on the click of a button. You know, you can
Yeah.
stream on so many different platforms. You can make your songs available on so many different social platforms, and it's become a lot easier to get
Mm-hmm.
your music out there. Whereas when we first started, it was, you know, there was none of these platforms were around. You know,
No,
we couldn't
little
do this kind of thing.
MP3s.
Sorry?
MP3s.
Yeah. No, not even that. CDs and
Oh
vinyl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
MP3s
yes.
is MP3s is still quite advanced. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back nearly 20 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So CDs and we even, you know, my first album was even on tape.
Oh wow, I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yes, there
Oh.
was. We pressed CDs, we
Mm-hmm.
did tapes, and we did vinyls. So that's how long ago my album came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's the biggest change. Because nowadays,
Yeah.
I don't even think anybody really does CDs anymore. You know,
No. Mm-hmm.
sometimes they do if they want to do some signings and stuff like that and
Yeah.
giveaways. So otherwise, it's all gone digital.
Okay, okay. So it's easier to become an artist because you can like.
I wouldn't say easier to become an artist because
Okay.
that's hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have to still have what it takes. You have to have good music. You have to have good
Mm-hmm.
production. The whole package has to be right. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, it's a shame, but in this world that we live in, you know, you gotta look good and sound good. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
whole package has to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's unfortunate, but sometimes, you know, it's just the way it is that, you know, that people they buy into the artist. They buy into the
The
artist
persona. Yeah.
for everything, you know?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So those are two different things. Good to know.
Mm.
But you also have worked on so many songs and projects, and I know this may be hard, but if you could only choose one, which
Mm.
would be your favorite? It could be one of yours or some you collaborated on.
I think, you know, my first song will always be my favorite because that's where my journey started. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
sorry.
And I said, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that was my song, my first song called Najina. And
Mm-hmm.
so you know, before Najina came out, I was into music for like 10 years. Um, I
Oh,
was singing at pubs, bars,
mm-hmm.
clubs, you know, excuse me. I was doing a lot of that kind of stuff.
But your
Um,
own songs or just
no, 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 no. Other
okay, yeah,
people's songs. Other
yeah.
people's songs. Yeah. So I was just into music, and I used to go and perform other people's songs, and just, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and kind of, you know, really fulfill my kind of dream of being an artist that way.
Yeah. Okay,
Until
yeah.
I got introduced to Rishi Rich, and
Mm-hmm.
then he liked my style, he liked my vibe, and he was like, you know, okay, I want you to sing on my album. And for me, that was my dream. That I wanted to, you know, have a song out there that
Yeah.
people could listen to, you know, professionally produced, professionally mixed and mastered.
Your
Go and
own
buy
thing.
yeah, the whole package, you know. And that
Yeah.
was my dream. That was my dream when I was a singer initially,
Mhm.
singing other people's songs. That's what I always wanted to do. So my first song will always be my most favorite, I guess.
Okay, okay. That I can understand because
Mm.
you have certain memories with that from
Yeah,
that song.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where Juggy D was born.
Okay, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Because that's my next question. Because how did this all begin? Because in my head, you have always been Juggy D. So
Okay.
did you always want to become a singer, or did you have like other ambitions in life?
Well, funny enough, if I wasn't a singer, I would have been a chef.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to have a restaurant
Okay.
back in the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also had a kebab hut,
Oh,
like a
nice.
small, yeah, and I used
Yeah.
to do like lamb chops and chicken tikka, and
Ooh.
my place used to be called Juggy's Kebabs, but my
Mhm.
slogan on my menu was lock, stock, and two smoking kebabs.
Okay. Okay.
Because at the time that film was big,
Yeah.
so I was selling my food in a predominantly white area, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I kind of chose that slogan, because they could relate to it.
Smart.
And they
Yeah.
and a lot of people here love Indian food, so it worked okay for the time, for the when I started, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't something that I could live off at the time because I was very young then. I didn't have much money, so I couldn't really take it to the next level.
Okay, okay. But
Mm.
then you also told us that you met Rishi Rich, and then it all
Yeah.
like you worked already like by performing, but then it really became yeah. How do you say that? You became the person you are, Juggy D. But
Yes. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
did that time go? Like because it's not in one day and you're like really big or something.
Exactly. I mean, but do you know what? The song that we produced at that time,
Mm-hmm.
Najina, was such a big track at the time, and it was very different, you know. And I was so overwhelmed with the response that people were like, "Who is this guy? You know, who is
How
this
did you
guy?"
deal with that?
Sorry.
How did you deal with that? All the
Um,
attention and like the recognition.
it was fun. It was fun, you know, and I had good people around me. Rishi
Mm-hmm.
always said to me, you know, just keep your head down, you know, don't let it get to your head too much. We're gonna have loads more opportunities to do bigger projects, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, so we just kept ourselves busy, kept my head down, and he said one thing that he said to me that always stuck out was that let your music do the talking, you know.
Yeah.
Don't be the one that goes out there saying, "Oh yeah, have you heard my song? It's sick, it's amazing." He said, "Never do that," and we never did that. You know,
Just be humble and do your
yeah, be
thing. Yeah.
humble. Let people. He said, when people tell you that your songs
Mm-hmm.
are sick and your songs are good, he goes, that's when you know they're good,
Yeah.
because
True.
people are naturally coming up to you to do that. He said, if you start telling people, "Oh yeah, man, have you seen my song? It's amazing, it's amazing," you're already putting that expectation up there,
Mm-hmm.
and people might hear it and go, "Well, actually, it's not even all that," you know.
Yeah.
So just do your thing, put your music out, put your heart and soul into your music, and
Mm-hmm.
then the rest of it, let it grow and let it be enjoyed by the world, man. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, it's cool, because
Yeah.
you can't please everybody.
No, and I think it's also important that if you make like something creative, you have to love it because other people, when other people have their opinions and you just go off that, then it would be a disaster.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. But to be honest, I just see you, Richie Rich, and Jay Sean as the definition of Desi Urban because I cannot describe it like as something else.
Mm.
What makes you
Thank you.
guys so unique? Because you have worked in the past, but I think if you're going to work now or in 20 years, you guys will still like make magic. So what makes you guys unique?
Thank you. You know, I think it's just the chemistry. Even when
Mm-hmm.
we did the first song, we didn't do that on purpose. That was just by
Oh,
chance. Yeah, we didn't
yeah.
get together. I was a solo artist. I'd already done Najina. So I was
Mm-hmm.
working on a solo career with Rishi. And then
Yeah.
Jay Sean was working on some stuff with Rishi. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was called to the studio the day they were working on Dance With You. Dance With You
Oh,
was never meant to have was never meant to have me on it. It was meant to
thank
be
God it
Jay.
did.
Yeah, thank you. It was meant to be Jay Sean's first single, produced by
Mm-hmm.
Rishi Rich, Asian R&B singer to cross
Yeah.
over into the mainstream. That's what that project was. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they were working, Rishi called me up and he was like, Juggy, come down to the studio. I'm working with this guy called Jay, and we're working on this song. I want you to come and hear it. I was like, okay, cool. So I went down and I was listening to the song. And just while I was listening, I was in the studio and I just started singing. And in the background was playing, I Just Want to Dance With You. And they both looked at me
Uh-huh.
like, what is that?
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I said, I'm just singing in Punjabi what he's saying in English. They were like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. Put it
Yeah.
down. And that's how the song became Dance With You, with me on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Just
And then the rest was history.
yeah. Okay, nice. So the thing that makes you guys unique is also your bond, what you have
Our
pretty.
bond, yeah, our
Yeah.
chemistry, the way that
It's
we
not
just gel.
work. It's more
Yeah,
friends. Yeah, it's more
yeah,
friendship.
we're friends, we're like brothers, we're like family. And when we get together, we know how to bring out the best in each other. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're all good at what we do individually in our own
Yeah.
space. But when we get together, it's like, you know, there's no ego. There's no like, oh, I'm Jay Sean or I'm Juggy D and I'm going to tell you this. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'll be
And
there
also
and Jay
no
might say,
competition.
sorry?
It's not a competition.
No, absolutely not. We're a team, you know. When we get together, we're a team. So when we're in the same place, working on a project, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, Jay could come up with my composition. He could come up with my melody and say, Jugs, what do you think of this? I think you should do this. And I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
actually, you know what? That's sick. Yeah, let me do that. So I'll
Yeah.
write over that. So that's how it works, and that's how
Okay.
we gel, and that's how our chemistry is so tight that when we release a record, no matter, even if we did one now, I think we would still have that same vibe on it, you know, and we
Yeah.
wouldn't release it unless we were 100% happy with it.
Okay. Okay. Nice. You guys were also the first one to start in that industry because it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But how was it to be the first ones? Because if you have other people before you, you can like try to do their formula something, but you guys
Mm.
were the first. So how did you guys do it, and how did it become a success? If you have
Well, this is, you know, like I said, it's like, you know, when you do a song, you kind of put your heart and soul into it, you know, and you release it, and you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, we
mm-hmm.
didn't have any idea how big that song was gonna be. We didn't have any idea how far and wide it was gonna take us around the world. But because you know, we had a great team around us, and the song was a great track, and the marketing and the PR around it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we really went out and put out a lot of time and effort into promoting the track on
Yeah.
the road. We went
Okay.
to schools, we went to, you know, stores and did CD signings and competitions and all sorts of things, you know, interacting with
Oh,
the
wow.
crowd. And so
Yeah.
that's how we kind of built up this phenomena. And it was like, you know, at that time, the biggest thing at that time was it wasn't very cool to be Indian. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there was this stigma about, oh, you know, people didn't want to say that they were
Yeah. Or
Indian or they
calling
liked
names.
Indian music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we did that song, it made Indians feel, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
say that's me. You know, these are
Yeah.
my people. So that's why it became so popular, because people could relate to that, and they were like, yes, this is what I'm about. I'm British. You know, I have that Western culture. I also have my Indian culture, and this has
Yeah.
been mixed together, and this is what we are,
And
Urban
I'm proud of it.
Desi, and I'm
Yeah.
proud of that.
Yeah.
And that's why people jumped on it, and they were like, you know what? These guys are amazing. And then we were on mainstream TV, you know, Top of
Yeah.
the Pops and stuff like that. So that made them very proud, you know. And I think, and even me, I look at it when I look back at what we did. Um, it's a very proud moment to look at stuff like that. And I think if I wasn't part of that project and I was watching somebody else, I would be so envious, You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh my God, these guys are so cool, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what
So,
you brought.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it
it was,
still does, to be honest. I think although the songs are like, I don't know how many years old now, but it's been a while,
yeah,
but still
yeah.
it brings certain memories back. So I really love
Well,
that.
Dance With You now is nearly 15, 16, is 16 years old.
Oh
Dance With You.
wow. To be honest,
Yes.
I was shocked also about Freak because I thought it was, I've listened to it like from the beginning, and
Yeah.
I was checking it yesterday from, okay, from when was it? And it's almost 5 years. Like,
Yes,
it's
yes.
crazy. Oh
Well,
wow.
this just shows you how time flies.
Yeah, but if you listen to it a lot, then it feels like it was yesterday. So that's good.
Thank you.
But what advice would you give talented singers or songwriters if they want to make it in that industry?
I think, staying humble is a very, very big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just work hard on your craft, and when you're putting out music, make sure you're 100% happy with it. But yeah, mainly, just have work with good people, produce good music, make sure you put your heart and soul into it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the rest is in God's hands, and is also in the people that are your listeners, your crowd. Know your
Yeah.
market, know who you're aiming at. I see a lot of people chopping and changing their style too often.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do a song and then straight after they'll do something totally different, and then they'll do something totally different, and it's like, I think you need to know your sound.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do pop Punjabi music, then stick to doing pop Punjabi music
Yeah.
for like 5 years or 3 years, and maybe in between drop one song after you've done a body of work where people go,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I know this guy's style now. This
Yeah.
is what he's known for. I see people that chop and change too much, and then the fan base is a bit like confused. So I think just stay true to yourself, be good at what you do, and put your heart and soul into your work.
Okay, okay, nice. That's also really important. But so I was listening to your live with Jay Sean also, and you
Hmm.
guys explained the reason why you don't remake songs or sounds because we have certain the people that are listening to it have certain memories with that. And
Yeah,
you cannot recreate those memories with the
you
new song.
can't. No,
Yeah,
it's all about doing fresh music.
yeah.
And we've done some new songs. When we recorded Freak, we made another
Mhm.
song, and it's still there. But I've also
When is it
worked on,
coming?
yeah, I've also done, I did a song not so long ago,
Mhm.
which was my a single that I was working on. And
Mhm.
when I did the single, I was like, you know what? I could just hear Jay Sean on the song. I was like, this needs
Yeah.
Jay on it. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, Jay, look, I got this track. I said, I want you to jump on it. And he heard it. He was like, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm liking it. So he's jumped on it and he's done his bit. So the song is done.
So
We have
it's
a song.
you. We're waiting for you. Okay, okay.
No, we're not waiting for me now.
Uh,
My bits are done, his bits are done. We've just got a few little things that we need to work out,
mhm.
and then we're gonna work on putting it out there. But because of what's going on in the world in the current
Yeah.
state, we're just everybody's kind of delayed. I was actually before this started, I was meant to be going to Dubai to shoot a video to my solo next single, so
Oh,
that's ready as well.
yeah.
And that has been produced by my bro V.
Mm-hmm.
V, who produces a lot of music for Guru Randawa,
Mm-hmm.
and
Nice.
Guru is a very close friend. He's a little brother. We're like family. We're very, very close. I've
Yeah.
known him since before he even was a singer.
Oh,
And
seriously?
yeah. I've known him for a long time, long time. And
Okay.
he actually has written my next single for me.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So we
So
can. I'm really curious what we can expect because you have a lot of things going on, but we have to wait a little longer.
yeah, well, when I think all artists have so much material that they're sitting on. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you just do stuff and it doesn't end up coming up. I think
Yeah.
with
It's not the
this
time
time
for it
now,
sometimes.
sorry,
It's sometimes not the time for it.
that's right, yeah. And with saying that, I think I must have like probably about 10
Mm-hmm.
or 11 songs on my
Okay.
laptop, which are all
Yeah.
brand new, unreleased.
Oh,
So I've got
you're
enough
killing
material.
me.
Seriously, I'm not even joking. And like,
Yeah.
I went to Atlanta when I recorded Freak
Mm-hmm.
with Rishi and Jay. The reason I actually went initially was to record an EP with Rishi. So
Mm-hmm.
we wrote 6 songs in 5 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did a lot of work, and we put the guide vocals down, and I still
Mm-hmm.
have them. And then Rishi from Atlanta moved to Mumbai, And then his whole vibe changed, his whole kind of influence changed, and he was like, Jugs, let's leave those songs, let's work on some new stuff. And then we did Get Down. I worked with him on a film song called for Mubaraka. Then I did a track for a film called Ben Hogi Teri, which was, you know, the old song, Janu Meri Jaan, Aur Main Tere Kurban. That song.
The remake of it, love it.
The remake of that, yeah, we worked on that. So we started doing other stuff, and I've still got those songs sitting there.
Okay. So there are a lot of projects we can make new memories with.
Absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like you're teasing us, but we'll wait. We're patient. But I can imagine that you have seen a lot of crazy and fun things during your whole career.
Yes.
What are the three most fun, crazy, or fun memories you have?
Oh God, there's so many. With you know, being on the road with Jay and Rishi, being on the road on my own. You know, wherever you go, you have so many good memories. You know, I think one of my favorite memories is being on Top of the Pops. The first time that you know, 3 Asian brothers were on a mainstream TV channel, on a mainstream music show, which is predominantly English music. And I remember being on there, and Pink, the artist Pink, she was also there that day, and I was a big fan of Pink. I still am. I loved her music, and she was there on the stage next to us, and I remember walking out the studio and coming to do our sound check, and she was walking back into her green room, and we literally stood side by side, and she looked at me and she said, "Hi, how are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that was Pink." That was like, what? So that was an amazing moment. Another great memory I have is teaching Craig David Punjabi.
Oh wow, how was that?
Yeah. I taught Craig David for some Punjabi for the Rise and Fall, the song, which is that, you know, where he says at the beginning, "Yo, Rish, where's the Tumbi at?" The Rise and Fall remix. I can't remember exactly what it is, so many years ago, but I basically taught him what to say. I wrote down the lyrics for him, and he did a good job.
It right.
Exactly, yeah. And he did it to the best of his ability, and it sounded great. People loved it. The fact that he was doing, you know, paying homage to Punjabis and you know, repping our language on the song. So that was a great moment. That was an amazing moment. And then I think, I mean, amongst, like, you know, there's so many memories over the years. I think another great memory would be opening in Wembley Arena for Missy Elliot.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. We opened for Missy Elliot in Wembley, and it was insane. It was like, oh man, it was just. I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that.
Yeah.
Just that is enough, you know. We opened for Missy Elliot. That was done. Yeah, it was like, wow. So when the flyers came out, we had our pictures on there with Missy Elliot and everything. It was an amazing moment. Amazing moment.
Nice. Okay. But we also have talked about the projects you're doing at the moment. But are there things that you wish to do, like even if it's in 5 years or 10 years, or are you like with certain artists or on your own?
Say again, sorry?
So are there certain things that you would love to do, like in 5 years or 10 years, even if it's like your own music or a certain sound or with certain artists to work with?
Do you know what? I've worked with a lot of people over the years. I've done a lot of collaborations. I've done a lot of I've featured on a lot of remixes with some American artists. You know, Missy Elliott was one. We did a song with her. We did one with Britney Spears and Madonna. Ricky Martin. You know, I've done, you know, as an artist, I've done a lot. Yeah.
To be honest, I think like how you guys did it with the Freak video clip, you should do that with your own project so that you can see like, this is all the things I've done in 20 years. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think we'll have to do something like that when it comes close to my 20 years.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. We did so we've done so much. Now, you know what it is? I just love collaborating with people from different from different influences, different backgrounds. Like, for example, like with you know, he's from your town, First Man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, really
So
nice.
he's like a brother now. You know, we met.
He was harassing you all your life. I was
he's
like,
he's
what's wrong with him?
he's allowed now. He's allowed now. We're like brothers
Okay,
now.
yeah.
So we're family. We're family.
Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, he's
Okay.
cool, man. Like, you know, when he first messaged me, he DM'd me, and I didn't know who he was, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you know, I'd love to work with you and stuff." And I think those kind of things are very important, you know, crossing from one genre to another genre, because obviously he's big in the Dutch industry, so you know, our music can now cross over to the Dutch people. His music can cross over to the Asians in the UK and India, where my big fan bases are, you know. So I think collaborations are very important. I'd probably just be doing more of them. And I'm also going to be working a lot more in India. I was actually meant to be doing a lot more as we speak. For my single was going to come out mainly in India, and then obviously available worldwide. But
most promo would be there.
Sorry.
Most promo would be there for
yeah. The promo, the main promo I'm going to do is in India, because that is a very, very big market for me. It has been for many years, and I'm very blessed to be still doing shows in India and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to focus on that kind of territory a lot more, and then just do, you know, collaborations with other artists. I think I'm going to be coming out to, once all this pandemic is over and we get out of this lockdown and everything, I'm going to come over to Amsterdam and to Rotterdam and meet First Man and do some more work with him and use his producers, because it's good to work with other people, you know, and get different sounds and different influences and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, a lot on your schedule at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we end this interview, I would love to ask you, what is your personal mantra you live by?
My personal mantra is treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, stay humble. Family always comes first. You know, always look after your family. I love my 3 kids are what do everything for me. You know, they make my world go round, and everything I'm doing is for them now. You know, so yeah, that's it. You know, just try and stay positive, and you know, especially in times like this, like, you know, I have days where, you know, I feel really down. I feel really like kind of beat up in a way, like, God, man, there were so many things that we were meant to be doing right now, but it's like, you can't let that get on top of you, you know, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Nobody is getting ahead of anyone. You know, you're not going to be left behind, because we're all in the same boat. You know, everybody's work has stopped. We're all kind of sitting there just thinking, okay, when is this going to be over? So you know, I think the main thing you can do is take a positive out of every negative, and just be grateful for the things that you have right now. You know, be very grateful for what we have in our lives, and enjoy them. So I'm enjoying my time with my kids right now, my wife, and we're having great fun.
Okay, nice. I think that's really important. To be honest, during this whole quarantine, you like appreciate everything even more.
Absolutely, yeah. Really, because right now, you know, it's all of these things like fame, fortune, material things, cars. It doesn't mean anything.
No,
it means nothing. You know,
we're all human.
Yeah, we're all human. We've all been brought down to earth. We've all been brought back down to, you know, ground level, where nothing matters apart from, you know, your immediate family. That's what, you know, that's who is going to be with you. Like, if nothing else, if you had nothing else, look around you. That's what you have. That's it. You know, you can't step outside your house. So, you know, be grateful for what you have. But obviously, well, you know, work hard for what you want, but always be grateful for what you have.
That's a nice one. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, nice. So thank you so much. I want to thank you for this talk also. And are there anything you would like to say before we end this interview, or
thank you for all the support. I know you've been a fan of our music for a long time, so thank you for supporting our music. And I think these kind of things are important in this time of quarantine, you know, chatting to different people from different places, and connecting. And I think this has brought people a lot closer. This is
Yeah.
there's always good things that come out of things, like, you know.
Also with good intentions, that they just want to speak to people, and
Yeah,
even if they live like across the world or something.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
really
Like, you
beautiful.
know, if we didn't have this situation, maybe we never would have talked.
No, yeah, true.
You know,
Because everyone is busy and doing their
everyone's
thing.
busy and
Yeah,
everyone's doing their own thing. But I think this what's happened here with the way that we're using social media now,
beautiful.
to interact with people is great, and I think it should
Yeah.
carry on. I think it should carry on. Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking this interview.
Thank
So
you for the time.
how do I pronounce your name correctly?
Oh yeah, my name is Shiranefa Fleur.
Shiranair,
Shiranefa
Shiranefa
Fleur.
Fur.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because I was like, I don't want to say it wrong. I have to ask her. That's
Yes,
a
everyone does that.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
a
thank you
lovely
for
name. That's
asking.
a lovely name.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and we will talk hopefully in the future.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye
Take care.
bye.
God bless. Stay
You
safe
too.
and stay home,
You
everyone.
too. Bye
Cool.
bye. So, guys, that was the interview with Juggy D. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you just tuned in, don't worry. We will post it on social media after this, so you can watch it when you have time. So, thank you so much. And if you want to see other guests, just let us know and we will make it work. Bye bye, guys.